So quick recap on retargeting for people that it might be new to. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about it, or maybe you've used it before, but I just thought a quick intro. What retargeting is if you've ever been to a website, like let's say you were looking at buying some shoes one day, and then you went on the website, you were buying shoes, and lo and behold, when you went back to Facebook later on that day, different pairs of shoes are showing up to you, or those shoes are following you around, or whatever it may be. And that's retargeting. It basically is someone has shown interest in something, and we've identified who that person is from the advertiser standpoint, and now we're just going to continually show ads to that person on an ongoing basis. And the likelihood that the person is going to then make a decision to buy is actually quite high because of the fact that they're going through the buying cycle, right? So, they started with some awareness. Maybe they were just kind of curious or interested or whatever it may be. And now, they're seeing more and more retargeted ads. They're moving more and more towards a decision, ultimately of making that purchase decision. But the reason it works so well for real estate is that, typically a seller lead or a buyer lead, but specifically a seller lead is, many months out. They might be 3 months out, it might be 2 months out, it might be 6 months out. They may even be a year out. And we want to make sure that you, the real estate agent, is not forgotten, because we all know the stats that if, you're 70, I think it's like 78 or 80% likely to work with the first person the first realtor that a client meets, they're very likely to do the transaction with them. We want to make sure that you're that realtor going forward. You have that mind share. They think of you as throughout their weeks or the months. They just don't lose sight of who you are. And automatic emails are great at doing that. There's lots of ways. There's adding value. You can put them on drip systems. There's tools like HomeBot. Lots of stuff to keep you front and center. And retargeting ads are a great way of letting basically Facebook do that for you for just a couple of dollars a day. The nice thing is it's a really small amount of money you have to spend on retargeting ads. And typically, like the one I'm going to show you today is going to be a testimonial ad. There's a lot we can do, market update videos. There's lots and lots of different ways to add value to a prospective seller or buyer and just stay top of mind. So I'm hoping that's making sense so far. I actually, in this webinar or in this mastermind today, for those that want to follow along, and it's all going to be recorded, Marcus is recording it, and I have a sheet you can follow as well. If you want, you could actually end this mastermind with a retargeting ad built for yourselves today. So it can be done. But that being said, we're going to go through quite a few steps. So, if you're more comfortable just watching along, that's great. You can do that, and you can get this recording, and I'll send you the shareable doc so you can get all of this later on anyway. So it's not a big deal if you don't want to do it today. But if you want to, you can follow along, and we'll go through those steps. I just want to see if there's any initial questions that are coming in, Marcus. And I just want to add one more thing. Who is this for and who's this not for? Well, because we're going to be retargeting your existing audience, if you're brand new to StreetText, this is going to have less of an initial impact because you're not going to have a huge database that we can go after, right? But if you've been with us 3 months, 6 months, a year longer, this is a great opportunity to stay on top of mind. Now, if you're brand new with us, it doesn't necessarily mean you couldn't set this up. You could do it, but I would just put $1 a day on your ad budget because your audience is so small. Like you might only, let's just say you have 30 people that have come through your funnel so far, or there's really not a lot of people to show the ads to, right? Yet. But over time, the nice thing about the way we're going to set it up today is that with that $1 a day, that list will automatically grow as more and more people interact with your ads. And it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And, that these ads can kind of live on and keep living. So I'm hoping that makes sense. Any questions so far before I kind of jump into it? Marcus, do you have any questions? Logan, Troy, anybody? Any questions on?
No, I think we're all excited to see what you have to and hear what you have to say, Steve.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to say also just real quick is this is the power of the mastermind, right? I mean, we have people who ask us about retargeting. I mean, it happens on a daily basis, and the first people that are going to get to hear from it are the people who are constantly coming to these masterminds. So, this is why you guys are here, constantly learning what it is that we have to provide as well. So good job on being here.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. So this is the ad. This is an example of an ad that we're going to be building today. So hopefully you can see it. This was one for Lauren Paris. So when you take a look at this ad really quick, it's just a preview here within the ads manager side. This is a testimonial ad. So you could have, the nice thing what I'm going to show you today is you could literally build 6 or 7 of these. You could have 10 of these on rotation with that same audience. So, you can think about it in the, people are going to be like, oh my goodness, not only like this realtor's everywhere. They're like omnipresent as far as they're concerned. Like wherever they go, they're going to see a testimonial from you or something from you. And that's the power of these ads for literally just like $1 a day. Like, and so this is what we're going to build today. And for everybody that's on this call today, I'm actually going to be sharing with you a template that's pre-built in Canva, and you can just make a couple quick changes, and we're going to build this one. So first of all, I just want to see from everybody, you know, I'm going to kind of scroll through here. Do you guys want to build a testimonial ad today? Is this interesting? Would you guys like to see how this works? We're looking for nods. I see some nods. Okay, good. Leon, I'm not seeing a nod. Oh, Jason, I like that one. That's good. Okay, awesome.
I was reading the ad.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's build this, and we're gonna go from there. So the first thing I'm going to get everybody to do is and you're gonna have to use Canva for a second. So if you don't have a Canva account, I wouldn't go ahead and create one right now. You just follow along and watch what I'm doing, watch what we're doing, and then we're gonna go from there. So the first thing I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna grab here. So this is what I'm gonna share with everybody today. These are all the steps. You can see like step by step. It does look like a lot, but don't worry, we'll move through quite quickly. So the first, I guess the couple caveats I wanna go through right now are, I'm gonna share with you a Canva link that's pre-built. So the nice thing is you're actually able to open it up and use it. You don't have to build it from scratch. I'm gonna share that with you right now. If you've never run a lead ad in our system, then I would say follow along instead of trying to do it right now, just because there's a couple of little steps that you should just do to make sure that everything's set up. Like you're gonna wanna go, so let me just share this in the pages. So where's our chat here? I'm gonna go to chat. So for those of you that want to get on the Canva side, I'm just sharing that in the chat right now. You can go ahead and click this button. And when you click this, it's going to open up. You're going to see something like this, and it's going to say you're invited to edit this design. And you go ahead and just click edit design or save it to your template. And then you're going to go and we're going to make some changes to this going forward. So for those of you that want to participate, you can go in and you can build this out. All you need to literally do, if I click on edit design here, again, I already have one, but it should just log you in if you already have one. Literally what you're going to do, here's the one I was building for Lauren, is you're just going to go in and add an image of yourself in the upload section. So if this is new to you, don't do it right now. Again, just follow along. But if you know what you're doing and you have an image, just grab it. Like literally I can just grab my face, drag it over to this image, let go, boom, there I am. And then I'm just going to retype in my name here. I have a retargeting ad. And what for the testimonial part, we're actually going to build that in the ad itself in just a minute. So don't worry about that. But I just want to show you how easy that was. You can literally just drag your face, put it into the center one, change your name, and then hit this little download button. Click download, and make sure that you know you can either rename it here or make sure you just know how to find it so that you know where to find that image. But does that all make sense? Like that's how quickly you can get an image. Again, you don't have to do it right now. You can just kind of follow along. But you have that template that you can just click on and go through with that. Well, I almost want everybody to do this in the sense of like, when I share this with you, here's the Canva link. Right above, make sure that you've just done these 2 steps first. And this is basically just to make sure that your leads are connected in StreetText correctly and that you've accepted the lead ads terms of service. So just click on these links. You don't have to do it now. But if you run a lead ad, you've already done this, so you can just kind of ignore this, and we'll kind of keep moving forward. So, any questions so far? Feel free to ask. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead right now and build an audience. So here's a really cool little trick. If any of you guys have ever done any Facebook retargeting in the past or ever set anything up, you can normally only ever retarget to a maximum of 180 days, and most ads that you create are limited to 90 days. I'm going to show you how we can follow our leads for 365 days. And the reason this is powerful is if you can think of, you know, when you think of like typical e-commerce transactions, like, you know, if you're going to go and buy like shoes like I talked about or socks, or your buying cycle is pretty short, like a 90-day window, and past that, you've probably lost interest going forward, but not so with real estate, right? So we want to make sure that people don't lose sight of you. So this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to click on this link right here. I'm going to copy and paste this and put this in the chat. Where the chat went. Here it is. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let me just share this. I'm going to share this link, and everybody can, well, let me just put it in the chat right now, because otherwise you guys probably won't be able to see it. when I have my screen sharing. So I'll share this right afterwards with you guys. So I just shared a new link. Hopefully you can see it for those that want to follow along. And this will take you to your audience section within Facebook. So I'm going to do this with Lauren Paris. I'm just going to go ahead and open hers up and show you what that looks like and what we're going to build. So when you click that link, it's actually going to take you right here to the audience section. Sorry, it's a little slower when I'm doing this at the same time. And from here, for those of you that are following along, this is what you're going to want to do to get that 365 days. Click Create Audience, click Custom Audience, and normally you'll do either a customer list, or this is great for like your past clients or your website. You're going to actually go down, you're going to click on Facebook page. So it's that one on the bottom right. And again, I have everything here for you guys. So when you follow along, it'll have the Facebook page. So don't worry, it'll show you what to select and what to do. So it's all here. So don't worry about that. But here, what we're going to do is you're going to choose your page. Make sure it's your page that's selected. Probably will be. And then you're going to, this is the trick. You see how it says 365 days? Select this and click people who have engaged with any post or ad. So the nice thing is any StreetText ad that you run on our system, it's going to be a little bit encompassing. We'll run future retargeting if you want to get really specific. If somebody's talking, Marcus, maybe go through and just mute one.
We got an echo there for sure.
Sure, yeah. If you just kind of run through, Marcus, maybe just But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select people who have engaged with any post or ad. So select this one in the past 365 days. I know I'm going fast. Hopefully everybody's following along. You're going to name it StreetText Retargeting All Ads, because this will include every single ad that you'd be making. You're going to name it there, and you're going to click Create Audience. And literally, it's as simple as that, and your audience is created. I've already created this audience, so I'm not going to go ahead and create that now, but hopefully that's making sense. This is awesome. I've been looking for this. Oh, good. Denise, this is great. So that's what we're going to do. So you're going to click Create Audience, and then next step, what you're going to do is you're going to, then you're going to log into StreetText, and you're actually going to, we're going to need this, we're going to use this for a future step. So you're going to go in, and you're going to go to your ads page within StreetText. So I'll show you what that looks like here, the ads page. You're going to find one of your seller ads. It doesn't matter which seller ad you have. I'm just using Lauren Paris's example again. But you're going to go and find a seller ad, and you're going to click View Link. And that's going to open up this. And you're just going to have this on standby because we're going to use it in just a minute. You'll see it's going to be part of the call to action that we're going to use on our testimonial ad. Just have this open and ready to go. I hope everybody's tracking with me. So that's what you would do here in this. You just click View Link, grab that URL, and you're ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a custom ad within StreetText for this retargeting purpose. So you're going to scroll down in the funnels page to custom lead ad. So back into StreetText here, in the dashboard, you're going to click funnels. Wait for that to load up. You're going to, once it loads up, you're going to scroll down to the bottom, and you're looking for custom lead ad, not custom listing lead ad. It needs to be custom lead ad. So hopefully everybody can find that. And then you're going to click select. It's going to open this up. And this is this is the testimonial part. So what we're going to do is first off, I'm going to go grab the image, because I'm just going to put it in right now just so you can see how it's going to look. So I'm going to click on your images because I've already uploaded one. But in your case, what you do is you click upload a file, and then you're going to go in and put that file that we would have just saved from Canva, right? The one that we just downloaded from Canva. So you're going to put that in there. I should already have it here, so I'm just going to put it in again. So there it is. And in the body, and again, I'll be following along with this, you're going to want to grab your one of your testimonials from your Facebook page. So here's an example. Here's Lauren Paris's page. And on her page, she's got lots and lots of reviews and recommendations. You probably have a lot of these on your business page too. These are basically the ones you're going to use. It's great. People have come on your page and put a testimonial. So as quick as this, I'm just going to go, Lauren is fantastic. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to Control-C, like I'm going to copy that, or Command-C for Mac. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to paste that in. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add their first name from their page. And again, somebody can verify this. They can just go to Lauren Paris's page and see that these testimonials are real. So I'm going to type in Melissa. So really quick, I'm just gonna go back here and just type in Melissa. I hope you guys see how easy this is. So there it is. We got a great little testimonial. We're using that same image we used in Canva. And in the title, you're gonna copy and paste this. So I've got everything mapped out in bold. As we go through this ad, you know, everything's kind of mapped out. So I've already done the image section, but I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna go back to the ad section, or back to where it was, paste that. So this is what the ad's looking like so far. It says, you know, the testimonial, Lauren's fantastic. She's super easy to work with. Really cares about you and your family. Thank you. We love our new home. Melissa, there's the image. And at the bottom, it says, click to receive an updated home value. Because remember, we're only showing this ad to people that have already interacted with your ads before. So it's a perfect call to action on these ads. And I've already been running these for other clients, and they work great. So then you go ahead and click next. Now you're going to see this. And this can look a little overwhelming. But again, it's all broken down here. So I'm just going to move through it really fast, but I'll have the form title, form description. It's all here. So all you do is copy and paste. So send me my updated home value. So I'm just going to drag this a little closer so I can just tab really quick. So there it is. Just bring in name and phone number. Hope this is all making sense so far. Oops, tabbed the wrong way. There. Any questions so far, Marcus, or anything coming in, or anybody wondering how this is working? Seems pretty straightforward.
It does, and I think everybody's going to have a little roadmap afterwards where you can give them like a PDF and kind of do the same thing.
Yes. Yeah. So you can see what I'm doing though. Basically, I'm just copying and pasting. It's really straightforward and easy. There we go. And the follow-up URL, you see this is the part here where we brought up this seller page. You're going to copy and paste this URL. That's why we had it here, because you'll see when we go through the ad, I'm basically going to redirect people here after we get their information again. So go back in, paste that here. So hope that makes sense. So literally I've copy and pasted everything from the document. You can change this to anything you like. This is what I have set up so far to make it really easy. Got the URL to one of your seller landing pages. Doesn't matter which one it is, as long as you grab one of your seller landing pages here. And actually, probably one of the best ones is like in the case of these, you can see that they're specific to Henderson. Marcus and Logan have been teaching you guys, and Troy as well, how to run ads that are more generic. So if you have a more generic one, I would use the most generic in case you get people coming and say, if you're targeting multiple areas. In this case, she's got Henderson and everything she's done in Henderson. But if you have a generic seller landing page, that's the one I would use. And then just click next. Targeting locations, we're going to change this to your new audience. So for right now, just go ahead and type in any area. So I'm obviously going to do Henderson because that's what we're targeting. I'm going to click next. So for the daily budget, this can be small. You can think about it a little bit based on how long you've been with StreetText. If you've been with us a little while longer, you could spend between $3 to $7 a day. If you're brand new or newer, just a few months in, I would literally just spend $1 or $2 a day on this. That's the power of these ads too. You can literally just have them run. Like you could, if you're going to do a bunch of these ads with testimonials, I would put them at $1 a day, and you could run like 3 or 4 different testimonials that are costing you like between $3 to $4 a day. And think about, you got these testimonials just rotating between all these people that are following you on an ongoing basis. Or you can just leave just even one and say have it $1 a day.
Now, Steve, just real quick now, are these only being retargeted to clients who've come through StreetText accounts specifically, correct?
So the way that I have it set up right now is it's going to be all StreetText ads. And if you are running other ads as well, this one's an all-encompassing retargeting. So it's not a super granular, we're going to get the 90-day window. This is kind of like, I look at it as your blanket retargeting ads. But keep in mind, we're showing people testimonials. It doesn't really matter which ads somebody came through. You can show them a testimonial, right? You could show them a home market update. If I was going to show an ad that was really specific to sellers that came through in Henderson, and I want to show them another piece of the funnel, I wouldn't do it the way I'm doing it right now, but it would be a more specific retargeting ad. And this is a great one for this is going to fit all of your needs. For everybody that's on this, it's going to show to any ad that you run within the 365 days, but I think it's a perfect fit for right now. Hope that makes sense.
So 2 questions.
Yep.
On that file, there's a follow-up button that you put something about get your home valuation. If you go back one, and then the other one is, would you target on Instagram as well or Facebook only?
Great question. I would do both. It's only going to find people. I should have done both. I already clicked deploy here. Yeah, as long as you got Instagram connected, I would do both. And the reason being is it's only going to show to people that have already interacted with you. And if they're on Facebook and Instagram, if they're on Instagram, it's going to find them on Instagram, right? And ultimately, it should bring down even the spend a little bit more, because if you're spending $1 a day, it's going to, when it goes to auction with Facebook, if you don't have the Instagram option, it can only find them on Facebook. But if you have Instagram, it can find them on either side. So I would do both personally.
Okay, and then like I said, on the build page you did, there was it said it was a button, but you said something about here for your home valuation. What is that button going to show up looking like on the site?
I'll show you exactly what that looks like. Great question. So I'm going to click finish on this. So the last step of this, and Leon, I will actually show you exactly what that ad looks like. I'm going to come right back to it just to make sure we change our targeting. So the next thing that we do is, remember, we created that audience initially. So what we're going to do now, and again, these are just the questions that we just went through, like the Instagram or Facebook and estimated commission value. We've clicked deploy. And so just a reminder with these, and I'm going to show you how, actually, maybe I'll just do that really quick. If you ever want to add emails to this new one we just created, all you do is, like, in the funnel section, where we just launched a new funnel, at the very top, click on My Funnels, and you can see here's the new ad we just launched. I actually launched another one earlier today too, so here's the other one. It's just you can't see the image because it's a longer testimonial. But if you click on edit here, from here you can now actually add custom emails and text messages. So I'm not going to spend much time on this right now, but if I click add action, I could actually add in, say, a text message or an email. I could select, I could type it in and say, it's going to be off for now, so it doesn't matter what I put in. But I'd write in a message, thanks so much for coming through and asking for an updated home value. Let me know if you have any questions or whatever it may be. I'm going to click add event. It's off, you can see, so it's not going to be running. You would want to turn that on. You could even set delays. You could say, I want this to run after 1 day, right? Click continue. So in 1 day, it's going to send this message to them, for example. So I'm not going to go into that in great detail right now for this particular call because it's more on the retargeting side, but that's how easy it is to add custom messages to any of your funnels. So again, you just click funnels. You just launched this new one, click My Funnels at the top, and then you'd click edit over the ad you just launched, and then you would be able to, you can see here's that text message I just added. So hopefully that makes sense going forward. So, okay, so now what we're gonna do is you're gonna wanna click this link. So I don't know, I've been going pretty fast. I doubt anybody's following along, I'm gonna share it anyways. So here's the link that, I'm just gonna put it in the chat. This is gonna take you to your ads manager, right to the ad set page where you're gonna wanna be. So here's an example of what that's going to look like here. I'm just going to go back to my ad set, unselect, and hit refresh because we have a brand new ad that I just launched. Okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to, oops, I just got to click this. I've got this one selected on the campaign level. Sorry. Yours will take you right to the right spot. I just got to unselect my, this one here. Over here. So here's the new one I just created for the $1 a day. What you're going to want to do is you want to select this little box. Make sure you're in the ad set tab, and the link that I just sent you will take you right here. And then click edit. From here, all you're going to need to do is really simple. You're going to scroll down, and it's going to say custom audience. We're going to type in that custom audience we just created. So StreetText retargeting all ads. That's the one we just created, right? Then scroll down and remove whatever city it is you put in. I put in Henderson, so remove that. Because you're not going to need a city, because you're going to retarget these people wherever they are. So here's the interesting thing, actually. If you were, if you're running ads all over the place, you could leave this location, and it's only going to show everybody that in your retargeting list that live in that location. But for me, I don't need to worry about that because we've only been running ads in Henderson. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, in other words, if I'm running ads in multiple areas all over the place in the past, and I know that my retargeting list is going to include people in a variety of spots, but I just want to make sure that they're guaranteed to be in Henderson, then I could keep Henderson there as well as this list, and it will only show to people that match this list and Henderson location. So hopefully that makes sense. But you're probably better off just to focus in on the people, because the most likely going to be in Henderson anyways in this example. So just leave it just like this going forward. And then all you have to do is hit publish. That's it. As quick as that. So we dropped the one location, added in our custom list, and we are done. We have just built a retargeting testimonial ad to our list, and for $1 a day, people are going to see this going forward. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this ad, so that you can actually see what it looks like. And also, I want to make sure that I can go through it so that Leon can see how it operates. So when I click, I'm just going to view this on Facebook really quick. And you can always view this just from your ad section too. Like if I click refresh here, you'll see, and then you just scroll down, or sorry, click view your ad. Click view your ad, and it's going to take you to exactly the same spot that I'm just doing right now on this side. So here's the ad. This is what it looks like. So there's the testimonial. Here it is, just a demo one for right now. When I click on it, you see it says click to receive your updated home value. When I click on it, it's going to populate and say, send me my updated home value. Just put in your email, name, and phone number. This is all the information that we dropped in when we went through those form steps. I'm just going to put in real info here. It's not going to make much difference, but yeah. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit next. It's going to make sure this is Facebook's privacy policy. It shows it for everybody. This is also what you agreed to as part of the steps I'm saying. If you've never run a lead ad before, at the very beginning of all this, you'll agree to it. Click submit. And then it says, thanks, you're all set. And I've got in here, thanks. I'll follow up with you if I have any other questions about your home. Feel free to help me even more by clicking the link below and adding more info about your property. So we already have all the lead details again. You know, it's a testimonial ad. We're going to have it in the StreetText account, which I can show you in a sec. Actually, I'll just show that to you right now. So if I go back to Lauren's account and I click on dashboard, here's me, just came through. So you'll have all those details already anyways. But I just want to show you where I just was. But in the meantime, it says add property information. And when I click add property information, it's now going to redirect me back to that page that we used. And now I can go in and put my property address. So I'll actually look like I'll come through as a lead twice. So you can just use this as a good example where if you see the lead come in, boom, boom, like, you know, it's like form inquiry and then we got another one. It means that it's one of your retargeting ads. And you can track that through StreetText ad side anyways. You'll see the leads coming in. But it's just going to basically help them continue. So that's basically how it runs. So we've got the lead information anyways. You've got the retargeting ad, which really serves its purpose. Like if nobody clicks on your ad and does this part, it doesn't really matter because you're top of mind, you're showing them testimonials, and you're just, wherever they go, they're seeing great reviews and great things said about, you know, Leon or anybody else that's running these ads. If they click on it, we're going to get their lead information again, which we probably already had, and they have an opportunity to basically go back through the funnel again. I hope this makes sense. I know I moved through it really fast. Questions, thoughts? Do people find that helpful?
Yeah, Brian has a question there in the chat.
Go ahead.
He just left it in the chat. So does the interact audience with page have to be StreetText ad, or will it include other boosted posts?
So the way that I set it up to do it right now for that 365 days, just to make it easy, it will include your boosted post too. But again, it's great if you think about it because it's going to be a testimonial video. I mean, a testimonial ad. Here's something that if you're wondering, if you think to yourself, okay, but I don't want anybody to see updated home value when they're going through if it's my boosted post, then just in that URL, instead of putting in the URL I showed you for one of your seller ads, just link them to your website. You can just link them to your website or to your Facebook page, and you could just include, you could just change my last thing just to say to learn more about me or to read more testimonials, go to my website, right? So that's another way of just changing the end of it really easily. So will it come in as a brand new lead? StreetText won't recognize if they've already a lead in our system. Is that correct? It will show it up in the StreetText dashboard. So back to the share. You see, I've come through Lauren's page before, but you'll see here it's showing me again right here. So on your dashboard, you will see when a new lead comes in right here. So if I come through the retargeting ad, it'll show up right here, and it'll track that still in your ad section, where it shows your performance of your ads as well on your retargeting, so you'll know that you're bringing in leads from the retargeting. So hopefully that answers that. Go ahead, Leon.
I think she's probably wondering if it would like create a whole new lead. So instead of coming into that section for notification, does it, if they're already in the system, is it going to recreate or create a new lead to show it? Is that?
Great question. So no, it won't create a new lead. It'll just add. So if any information is different, like if it's a different phone number or anything else, it's going to add another field. Like it's going to add all the details to that lead. If it comes in, it's like expand upon it. You'll just get that notification of them again in the dashboard. Great. Thanks, Leon.
David is asking a very similar question there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was actually also wondering myself, is there a way for us to use this retargeting ad in such a way that doesn't have to fall under the ad category, the housing ad category? Meaning that we'd be then able to take the people who are from a particular area, for instance, right? That way we don't have to do the Henderson plus 15 miles.
Yeah, I would say it just launched it under the special category. Like it is launching this ad right now under the special category. And the reason being is that, if you think about it, you're really only just targeting people that have come through your funnels already. So I wouldn't be too worried about that from a location standpoint. And I know where you're going. You're thinking to yourself, well, what if I just want to retarget people in a specific zip code going forward? And that makes sense, but you're probably going to have a pretty small audience unless you've been with us a really long time. If you've been with us a really long time, you could do that, yeah. And if you wanted to do what Logan's saying, then remember where I went in and I removed. Yeah. So what you would do is you would do this. I'll just share my screen again.
Didn't mean to try to stump you there, Steve.
No. It is actually a possibility. So what you could do is here on the ad side again, when I was going through, you could actually click this ad that we just created, and you would remove this category. So you would unselect this because this is not there's nothing in here that's actually real estate related in this. Like there's nothing, there's no listings. It's just a testimonial ad. So you could actually remove this. You would then go here with what Logan's saying on the audience side. And now what you could do is that, let's just say I wanted to go after just Henderson again, or, probably if I was going after a zip code or something, I could put this in. Oops, sorry, let me detail target, wrong spot. Right here, I would go Henderson. And now instead of having a radius, I could just change this to say current city only, or you could do a zip code, boom. I've locked in like Logan suggested. I've got my retargeting audience still in play. I've removed the special ad category so I can hit publish. And I can show this ad, I'm gonna do it right now, just to people in that location. Oops, make sure I've done this right, so it's gonna do this another way. They had errors that need to be fixed.
And while you're doing that, my thought on this obviously is just.
I just want to do it so that it's set up right for everybody. So you got the Henderson, you got the city only. We've removed the special ad category. You should be able to just publish that the way it's set. Yeah. Okay, good. And review. So yeah, I just had to click it twice, and for whatever reason, I didn't like it. But there's nothing wrong with that ad. And then when I close this ad is now only going to show to Henderson, to that specific location. So yes, if you've been with us a long time and you have a lot of leads in specific zip code, you can now be general with your entire retargeting list, include a zip code, and just show this retargeting ad to those people in that zip code. So great question.
I'm always trying to show people how to, train their dog, so to speak, for anybody who's had to sit through my silly analogy of the dog in its infancy, essentially, right? We're always trying to show people there are these different ways of training your algorithm. So in my feeling with this, if you're finding people from a greater area, but you're really trying to hone in on that one particular zip code, you're finding you're delivering it to more and more people within that area. Facebook's finding more clicks from that area. I feel as if Facebook's then going to deliver the majority of your ads when you're doing Henderson plus 15. You're getting more clicks from a particular zip code. I just feel that everything I look at things through the eyes of Facebook. How is this going to benefit Facebook, right? Facebook sees a higher likelihood of getting a click from within a particular zip code on your ads. They're more likely to deliver it to that zip code. So train your algorithm to deliver into that area. I think that'll work really well.
No, that's great. That's great insight. And just because everybody's quiet, if you don't mind, can you do something for me? If you find this useful, because we can create more masterminds like this, we can do other ad ideas, include this. Just can you write in the word yes in the chat? Because I can't see everybody's faces just because of the fact that I just want to know if this is actually helpful for people. Okay, good. And it does make me feel better, so there is a selfish side. But I actually do want to see if this is actually truly something that's worth. Oh, Marcus wrote no. So definitely not.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Steve.
I can hear him laughing in the other office.
You nailed it, Steve.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I had to give you some. I just shut that down a little bit for you.
Sounds good. Okay, good. So yes, I will share this document. All of you will have that available. And the cool thing about it is like that Canva link as well. If you click on it, it'll actually just give you that entire template. So you don't have to go and build it. You just got to drop in those other little pieces that you need. Good. Okay. Well, I saw a few yeses. So I got to admit, for everybody on the call, the rest of you Oh, actually, it's on one. I'm trying to see it. Seems like the majority of you are finding it good, but the rest of you maybe not so good. So it's like 50. Oh, there we go. So a couple more coming in. Gotcha.
And once this thing hits the insider group and anybody who wasn't able to attend starts to get their chance to see it as well, I think you're going to get many more yeses. But
I doubt anybody followed along, but if anybody did, let me know if it worked for you or whatever. But I doubt anybody was probably going a bit too fast. So
maybe you do a Clip Notes type of version, or you just do a YouTube where you just slam through it and then have a PDF attached to it for people.
So what I'm going to do right now, really quick, I'll share this link for everybody that's in here so you guys can get access to this right away. Anyone, I'm just going to just make it so that anybody can view this. Anyone with a link. Okay.
Yeah, my suggestion to the group is to throw a wide net, because like me, I have such a wide range, and everybody worries about that 15-mile radius. And since the idea behind this, when I asked for this, was the fact that you have every lead in there and not all are going to respond. So why isolate down to just a few when, one is a win. So if you turn around, I've got, 350 plus whatever in there. I'm gonna hit them all. They're in there. I bought the ads to do this. Why would I not? And the problem is we get too fancy with this and we outsmart ourselves, and then we miss somebody or ignore somebody. So I'm just gonna run it wide open and retarget everybody in there. And then I'll just, the famous, like you guys always say, Logan and Marcus, watch the ad spend. I'll go ahead and run it, see what it is, and visit back at it. But I'm looking to, we've got ads we paid for, we have leads, go after them all. I mean, just go after them all.
You just reminded me too, I don't know if Matthew Wheatley's on this at all. I don't know if you're on here, Matthew. But here's an example. You just reminded me of something I just want to share from his example. I've been doing a bit of a test with him on some of the retargeting because he's got lots of retargeting content. And we're running ads like this. This is how come I know that they've been working good. And he said he went to go buy lumber the other day, like for a renovation he was doing. And the lady on the other side says, "I know you." And he goes, "Oh." She goes, "Yeah, I see your face. I see the testimonials, right?" And so he was just like, wow. And not only that, but she followed up with, "My husband and I have been looking for a home. We're definitely going to use you when the time is ready." He just thought, this is just the power of being front and center and top of mind. So even if nobody clicks on your ad, they're going to be seeing you for literally just dollars a month, on an ongoing basis. And they don't know how the ads work. They don't know they're necessarily even being retargeted. So it's like you're just honing in on these particular people, and other real estate agents start to drown out. Other people start to drown. It's just you, right? It's like you're front and center in front of these people on an ongoing basis because they originally clicked on one of your posts or one of your ads, and now you've just kind of caught them in that net, like Leon's saying. Like they're in this net now, and now you're able just to stay top of mind in front of them on an ongoing basis.
Steve, I think one cool thing with retargeting would be for people that are using HomeBot to use somehow the idea of getting them to enroll into that HomeBot to get the updated home value. I don't know if there's a way to tie those two together.
Yeah, I mean, we're working with HomeBot to get the information in easier. Like they don't have a Zapier connection, but we would be able to do that. Like once they have that available and they actually get that lead information and that retargeting ad I just showed you, it could then trigger, and we could just include the address in there too. So then it could trigger that. We're just waiting for that on their side, but that's a great idea.
And once again, the beauty of these meetings in the insider group is that this is nothing but very creative individuals who all have a similar goal in mind. So any ideas you guys have, hey, is this possible? Could we do this? I've been doing this and it's working. Put it in the insider group, send it to us, let us know, let us run with that as well. Because, once again, nobody's an island here. We all have the opportunity to learn from one another, to get ideas from one another, take somebody else's idea and make it better. That the Zuli idea that I had a long time ago, I'm not sure which one of you guys did it, but somebody took a pretty boring template and spiced it up, and now it's something that I think is considerably better by adding imagery and things like that. So don't be shy to add your ideas, even if it's just, hey, I wonder if this is possible, into that insider group. Nobody's going to bite you in there. It's a good opportunity for somebody else who can put some things together and make sure that everybody has a chance to copy and win.
The other one that we should cover in the near future too in one of these calls is showing people how to set up the market update reports or the videos. And they're really easy. And basically what it is, like, think about this. Like, we've got this retargeting list. People are seeing your testimonials. Like, those are the ones that are like evergreen. They can live forever. And then what we can do is exactly the same process I showed you. We'll actually you can include a video of a market update. So you can do, for instance, let's just say, you're going into the new year, it's January. Like, what are the stats in Henderson for December and going into January? And you just basically stand in front of a whiteboard, or you don't have to overthink it. It's really simple. You could even just have, you could be walking people through some stats on a PDF. You could be doing something like a BombBomb video where you got the stats open on your computer and there's just a little video of you in the corner. It doesn't really matter, but you're walking through the stats. And then we run that video on a month-by-month or quarter-by-quarter basis to your retargeting list, so that they're actually learning from you in the retargeting as well, because now they're keeping an eye on the market. You're informing them of the market. And it's done for literally, again, dollars a month, like really, really small, to the people that already interacted with your ad going forward. And those ads are super powerful. They take a little bit more work because you have to go and shoot the video. But once you the other cool thing is, once you've got the video made, send it out to your email list, right? Like it has multiple purposes. Like, you don't have to just use it for just this. You can send it out to everybody, but it's a great retargeting ad. Super, super valuable going forward.
Well, that's something that we've been trying to convince people to do, and just using the Facebook lists, right? Anyways, so if you guys are taking us up on our advice to do that anyways, put it out there through retargeting as well. And, I kind of like the idea of having the whiteboard and the stats behind you or anything like that. I think that's beneficial. You can also consider the same things we always suggest, is go to a local landmark. So you're somewhere local in their area when you're reading off the stats. Here's what's happened in the last 90 days or 30 days or whatever it is, right? Whatever that time period is going to be, whether it's quarter by quarter, month by month, whatever you're doing. Here's what's happened in the last 30 days, 90 days, whatever it is. I like to use a local landmark. It just, once again, kind of makes you more local, but play with different ideas, see what gets you the best traction, and then once again, let the group know.
Denise, you're asking about the video ad. I can easily show you how to do that. If somebody wants to take the effort to create like that market update video, like maybe Denise, you want to do it, or somebody wants to do it, actually just create it. We can do another mastermind, and I'll actually show you how to add it. It's almost identical process to what we just did. It doesn't take much more work. And then we can launch it, and then you'll have that ready to go, and then everybody else will get that benefit of seeing how that's built together too. So whoever wants to build one of those, let me know, and we can include that in the masterminds going forward, and I'll just quickly set that up for everybody. Awesome.
We had a question from Brian here. What would you say is a good number of interactions to do this? He has a boosted post with 350 clicks. Is that enough to get going?
So typically on the audience, we need a minimum of about 100 people in the retargeting audience. Like, Facebook can show it to less, but the ad is kind of like, it comes on and comes off. There's hardly anybody really going through it. Just but to answer your question, yes, that is enough. Like, you really don't need a lot of people. And the reason being is these ads won't perform like your other ads do. Like, we're not looking at the same metrics, right? Like, this is almost like a branding ad. It's really just about getting the eyeballs in front of it. It's not about ultimate performance on the ad. So if you've got 100 people in there, if you've got 1,000 people in there, just keep your budget small, and Facebook will then optimize to find those people. One thing you won't get results on with these ads is like you can't scale them. Like, for instance, if you've got 350 people or eyeballs or whatever, and you put $1,000 a day behind, it makes no difference. Like, it can't show it. So I've actually found with these ads, the smaller the budget, the better. Facebook just optimizes on who it finds, and then you almost forget about it. They just kind of run in the background, and people just keep seeing your ad. So to answer, 350 is enough. If you've got a brand new business page and you're like 1 week into using StreetText with us, you can still create it, but it probably won't get traction for a while. It's not gonna show much in the way of stats for a while. But if you've been with us a few months, like even 2 or 3 months, yeah, you'll be getting results right out of it. And if you've been boosting any posts on your Facebook page already in advance, yeah, you'll be good to go.
I think the idea to hammer in too is it's not necessarily getting people to click on the ad, because that's when you get charged when you click on the ad. It's about just eyeballs seeing it and constantly seeing it. It's like, oh my gosh, there's another review. Right?
That's right. And Facebook will still charge you for the views too. They always just kind of optimize, a variety between views and clicks, but you'll still be charged for it, one way or the other.
Is it only going to be retargeting clients since that had existed when you created this, or will it now also retarget people who've been coming in?
So it's going to do two things. So when the audience that I just created, and we can do more advanced retargeting ones if you want to have real specific people for other purposes. But this is going to look back now a year on your business page and collect anybody that's interacted with the StreetText ad of the past, which is awesome. And as it goes forward, it's going to keep that list populated. The cool thing is that if you have, for instance, somebody that came through one of your funnels 11 months ago, and they interact with this ad in any way, like they click on it for a second, or they visit your business page as a result of it, or they do anything, like if you got a video and they click on the video and watch the market update, they now come back to the beginning. So now we have another 365 days to keep them in the loop. As soon as somebody re-interacts with any one of your, maybe they click on one of your other ads you're running. As soon as they interact, you're keeping that net around everybody that has eyeballs on you, and we're just kind of keeping them in your ecosystem, moving them forward for years. So it resets them every single time and brings them to the front going forward, which is awesome.
When you're talking about 100, are you talking about 100 leads generated, or the reach being 100 people when I'm looking at my StreetText ad?
So it's going to be interactions, like, so it won't be eyeball, it won't be reach. So it's going to be clicks. It's going to be, people that were, leads that came through, but we can go as early as a click. So in other words, if you got 100 people that clicked on your page, even if they didn't do anything, we can get them. So if you boosted a post and they were clicking on it, they won't work with viewing, but they interact. They looked at maybe one of your boosted posts. We've got them. We're building that net up. Oh, I lost you there for a second, or I can't hear.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I've got kind of a funky situation that Logan and I are talking about. So when I set this up, I set up a non-branded business page to drive the ads to. And obviously, I'm not going to have any reviews on that page. And all the other things that I'm doing on Facebook are going to be on my branded Facebook page. I've got a really good ad running with good costs on it for lead generation that's going to the non-branded page right now. But I'm kind of starting to feel like I really should have been connected back to my branded personal page, because the ad is still non-branded. And that's really what my objective was in the beginning, was that the ad was not branded, not so much the business page was unbranded.
But are you running both of these through the same ad account? Probably, right?
Well, my understanding is that we can only run an ad and have that ad connected to one Facebook business page.
That's correct. No, that's correct. But there'll be behind the scenes, there'll be an ad account. And so in other words, if you've got a business page right now that you're spending money on, I can still use that audience and retarget with your personal brand, is what I'm saying, your personal business page. So you won't lose that. It's not ideal in the sense that, if people see you're unbranded and they click on it, they won't see any of the reviews. But if you then run your branded business page with the reviews and the retargeting I just showed, we can still show the ad to everybody you collected on the other business page, and as long as it's in the same ad account on the same pixel. And then at least if they then interact with your brand, they'll land on your branded business page. Does that make sense? So the only difference for you then in that example is if you've got in StreetText, before you launch this retargeting ad, you'd want to go to your Facebook pages and then make your primary page your branded one when you launch this retargeting ad. And then if you launch a normal generic StreetText ad, again, you'd go in and change your StreetText page to a different primary page, like the unbranded one to launch. So a little bit more work for you to switch the pages, but we can still use the same audience. Like we can still collect them all, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'll probably need a little help on that, Logan.
Sure.
I got you.
Logan's guy. Cool. Yeah, set it and forget it. That's the key on this one, Leon. I think there's especially when it comes to these sorts of ads. And watch, I guarantee somebody will say to you, "Oh, I keep seeing this ad or that ad," and you're like, "Oh, that's great." In fact, another lady I remember when I started running the early retargeting tests with, she said she was actually working part-time real estate at the time, and when she launched her market update video, someone in her office came and said, "I didn't even know you were a real estate agent." Right? And she's like, "I saw your market update video and I loved it." And she's like, "Wow, that's the power of just, it's almost as they didn't realize they originally clicked on her ad, didn't even connect the dots it was her. When the retargeting ad came out with the market update, then that relationship, which Marcus and everybody, Logan and Troy talk about, like the This is when you're building up your influence too on Facebook. Like, right, this is where you're leveraging everything else that you're already doing, and people start to follow you and they track with you. You know, they see it. They may see it in a friend list, or now they're seeing it on your retargeting ads. They just kind of see you wherever you go, and now they're following you as their. You know,
Steve,
There's the power of video.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that call to action also, instead of the updated home value, could be a complimentary walkthrough now that they've, right? And so,
yeah, you can easily adjust. You can easily play with that. You know, like you could be exactly like anything you think of that you want to offer, just change that call to action, change the URL, and there you go. You got a different call to action.
Yeah, see, the one thing to remember, you don't have to worry about a testimonial. The idea you're trying to do is get re-engagement, drive people back to you, and pull in traffic that, you know, I always say the automation, when I say set it and forget it, we've neglected people. So the idea behind it, what you're going to do is, if you can think of whatever it takes to just set the hook to catch them, to drive them back, go ahead and put it in there, because the retargeting is going to work the same. So different areas have different things. So whatever it is you feel, sorry, I missed you, or somehow, you know, hey, sorry, we got disconnected or whatever. And even if you're saying, hey, holiday season's here, run it through Christmas if you want. But the idea is to get yourself back in front of them, so that when they come on Facebook, open up that page and they see you, they're going to click. You just want to drive them to you, and then just, you know, as you hear, follow up, send them out that valuation. Like me, I have the app in my phone. I just go ahead and send something at the time, but you're just trying to re-engage with clients you have in there, and work with what you have, instead of, like I said, I don't need to add 5 more clients if I'm not working with 5 I have in my database already. So use what you have.
Yep, makes sense.
Hey, a Christmas retargeting ad would be really cool. Just, hey, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, and run that over, because everybody's going to be like, what is everybody going to be doing on Christmas Day when they're not? They're going to be on their phones, right? So
well, this is the best time to grab people. They're home for the holidays. People are doing stuff. So this is why I say I asked for Stephen to do this, because this is the best time to grab people. And even if you want to have something for flowing into the new year to offer out, this is going to be high traffic time online. Go get it.
Yeah, 100%. Love it.
I may have missed it. did have a question. Does this also do people who have done only address onlys, or is this people who have clicked through?
Yes. Yeah, no, we'll get address onlys too. That's what's nice about this. So we're just kind of widening that net. Like, again, I was saying, like, we can be more specific in the future if you wanted to do, but I actually find that just widen that net and just keep everybody in the loop, just so they don't lose sight. So yeah, address onlys, clicks, they're all in there. Even if they comment, this is the other cool thing. The way I set it up, the way I showed it to you, even if they comment on one of your ads, we've got it.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
I love how you put it that way. We got you. Well, I mean, and retargeting is so incredibly powerful. I mean, I know myself, last time I reordered my contacts, I did it online. I had Facebook up and running. Of course, I didn't order my contacts through Facebook. You don't do that. But I went and I ordered them online, and obviously they had things set up in the right way. When I went back on Facebook, I saw ads for, you know, contact cases, lens solution, all sorts of things that were relevant. Right. And I mean, I did end up clicking and buying something as well, because I'm a sucker, but it just shows you how powerful it is. It's like having a moving billboard following people around. It's phenomenally powerful.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, we saw one this morning too, which was interesting. My wife just came in. I was talking to her about a tool I had just looked at online, and she's now seeing that ad on her Facebook feed. So it's based upon the IP address. So you're actually hitting multiple people in the same house off the same IP, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook tries to get as accurate as it can, but it's not always right. So totally, that can happen. So I shared the link in the chat, but I'll share it again, and I'll just put my email in here in case anybody needs that to ask me for it if you need it afterwards. And I'm sure, Marcus, you'll be posting this in the Insider group afterwards too. And so you can follow along using that document. I'll do it, like Marcus said, I'll do a video on this too going forward, where I just kind of walk through the steps, so a kind of condensed version. But for everybody that's on the webinar, I think you guys can probably follow through fine. If you do get stuck though, if you can, just so it helps everybody, if you get stuck with something, go to the Insider group where Marcus will post this, and just ask questions there, because if you ask a question, somebody else is probably going to get stuck too, and that's a great way of just kind of keeping it there and making sure that we can, anybody that gets stuck can kind of get the solution, get it figured out there. So cool. Anything else? Marcus, Troy, Logan, anybody, anything else in mind?
I
Or-
thought that
Merry
was an
Christmas.
awesome mastermind. Good job.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We won't be doing one on Christmas Day next week, of course. So we'll be seeing you in the new year.
Yeah. Yeah. And thanks, Leon, for bringing this up. And for anybody else, if you've got any ideas like that too, let us know. We'd love to, bring the content that you're looking for. So that's whatever. Yeah. That's right.
Thanks, Leon. Yeah. Always rubbing it in.
Yeah. Sounds good. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off. Yeah.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
guys.
Happy holidays.
That was
Coming up.
awesome.
Cool.